Showtime! Woo! Oh, Maze of Memories was so much fun from last year, so I'm glad they made a new version of this set. Just sort of more super cool cards, more archetype support, and again, more really great reprints. Obviously the Rescue-ACE stuff is nice. Triple Tactics Thrust being in here. Hopefully pull that. And then obviously stuff like Bonfire is really nice. There we go. Try to use the pen to kind of crack that open. Definitely want to get that Earthbound support for sure. Whew. Packs have kind of flailed around. There we go. All right. I don't know how the pack trick will work with this, so we'll kind of do the first pack as a test run here. Try and figure out. There we go. Rarity distribution. Supreme King Dragon, Dark Rebellion. Oh yeah, Supreme King stuff got reprinted here. Except for Starving Venom, because it's still banned in the TCG. Earthbound Release. The one thing that bothers me is Earthbound Geoglyph. Their field spell only searches for Earthbound Immortal spells and traps, not... I feel like you could have just made it so it's a spell or trap that mentions an Earthbound or Earthbound Immortal monster. That probably would have been a little bit better. Totem Pole. Opponent cannot target rock monster you control with 0 attack with card effects. Once per battle, when the opponent's monster declares an attack, negate that attack. Place a counter on this card. If it has 3 counters, send it to the graveyard. 3 or more rock monsters in the grave with 0 attack with different names. Banish it from the graveyard. Any effect damage your opponent takes this turn is doubled. I think it was like a little gimmick from 5Ds where you basically just burn your opponent through a bunch of rock monsters and different like damage effects. It's like a weird FTK burn. Well, not really FTK. Kind of took a while, but kind of interesting. 100 Eyes Dragon, very cool. I just really like the design of this. It's just so awesome. Magispector Cyclone. Don't really know much about Magispectors, but I do know the support from Phantom Nightmare is really great. And Kieran being back to 1 is also a really nice welcome addition for the deck. Tribute a wind spellcaster monster to target and destroy a monster your opponent controls. It's a nice quick play, so it is good disruption. Hey, Earthbound Prisoner, Line Walker, and Phoenix Gearblade. Okay, cool. So we don't really have to do anything with these packs. We just open them normally. That's cool. This is actually the equip I was looking for. Equip only to a warrior or fire monster, gain 300 attack. At the end of the damage step, the equip monster attacked, send it to the graveyard. During this battle phase, each your warrior monster and fire monsters can make a second attack. If this card is sent to the graveyard or banished, to activate a monster effect, add it to the hand. Okay, cool. So if you battle, you get to send it, and then everyone gets to make a second attack. And then if you ever send it for like Infernoble Knights especially, you get some nice recovery for it. So it kind of replaces Immortal Phoenix Blade, which is really nice. But Immortal Phoenix Blade is also really nice as well if you just want to make use of stuff like Different Dimension Reincarnation by banishing some of those stuff. Speaking of Geoglyph, here's Earthbound Geoglyph. Nice. Baphomet. Salamandra with Chain. Oh yeah, the Flame Swordsman stuff now has support, so more Fire Warriors. Always good. Desynchro. Supreme King Dragon Darkworm. Very nice reprint. Altergeist Marionetter. Kaitop Terra. Very good. Need a couple of these, as well as the Fusion. Could potentially splash that into like Dino Wrestlers down the line. Probably should get all my Earthbound stuff organized. I do like Baphomet in this set. I know he's kind of a weird like tribute monster that you probably wouldn't want to go into, but it does kind of help with making the original Gazelle. What is it? I forget what it's called. Or no, it's Gazelle is the other one. It's Chimera the Flying Mythical Beast. Gazelle is the other fusion material. an interesting little DM era. It kind of does help support some of that fusion stuff so you can get your materials ready. But I just like Baphomet's original design. It's just super cool. Extinguished, getting some nice Rescue-ACE support. Satellite Synchron. I like this guy. I don't know if Satellite Warrior was reprinted in this set, but I do like the Synchron here. Did get a bunch of Altergeist support. I know Duelist Nexus gave us a bunch of stuff, so getting these reprints is pretty nice. Protocol. Altergeist Hextia. Earthbound Greater Line Walker. Just super cool. Synchro Chase. And Photon Delta Wing, our first Ultra. This is one I definitely wanted for the Photon Galaxy Eyes deck. Very much needed there. Hopefully we'll also get Drastic Draw, because I do need that for the Cyberse deck. Plus it just looks really cool as like a card, and there's actually some pretty nice combos you can go off with using Drastic Draw by banishing Balancer Lord and Dotscaper. Get a little bit of special summoning and a draw 3. Another Earthbound Greater Line Walker. Basic Earthbound Line. Oh, that's kind of cool. Got the Greater and Regular Line Walker. Supreme King Dragon Clearwing. That just looks really cool. Earthbound Servant Geokraken. I don't think too many of the Earthbound stuff is higher rarity, which is nice. Supreme King Dragon Odd Eyes. What was the... Age of Overlord was the one that gave us all the new Supreme King stuff, so that's why these are reprinted here. Synchro Chase. Earthbound Prison. Okay, I wasn't sure if this was an ultra or a super rare. Earthbound Prison's a really great field spell. We should probably cover this. When this card is activated, target effect monster opponent controls. This card gains the effect. While this card is in the field zone, negate the effects of that face-up monster while it's on the field. During your main phase, you can normal summon an Earthbound monster in addition to your normal summoner set. If this card in possession is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you have an Earthbound monster in your field or graveyard. Have your opponent's life points, and if you do negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent, or face-up cards, excuse me, your opponent currently controls until the end of this turn. Truly is an Earthbound Prison if it's just negating stuff, it's tempting your opponent to destroy it, and then if it does, just half their life points and shut down their field. That's just great. Full armored Crystal Zero Lancer, especially nice with all the Armor Xyz and just sort of general Xyz support, especially with Rage of the Abyss being announced. Contain, very good. Combat Wheel, this was a nice, it's from 5Ds, this was like an anime exclusive for a while, so this one's kind of cool. I wonder if that's why Satellite Synchron is here, just so get some synchro support. Emergency, Reinforce, Ring Announcer. Oh, it's a Battle Unboxer card. Special summon a Battle Unboxer from your hand. Destroy spells and traps up to the number of Xyz monsters you control. Oh, it's like it's almost like Stratos almost. It gives you a little bit of swarming from the hand, but also some spell and trap removal, where Stratos would just be a searcher or a spell and trap destroyer. This one's a little bit of both. Chlorless, Chaos King of the Dark World. Kind of cool we finally get to see what this card is like. I just really love the design on him. This is absolutely fantastic. This is peak Final Fantasy boss design almost. Oh, it's just incredible. All right, next pack. Altergeist, Prima Banshee, Fighting Flame Dragon. That's cool. Nice little instant fusion target too. There it is, Chimera, the King of Mythical Beasts. I don't know why I kept confusing him with Gazelle. It's also treated as a Phantom Beast card, much like the original Gazelle. When it's destroyed, you get to recover one of the materials, Baphomet or Gazelle. That's kind of nice. I just like his design, it's just really cool. Contain, Earthbound Servant Geo Gremlin, Altergeist Marionetter, and another Chlorless Chaos King of Dark World. Very cool. I did get a Dark World structure deck from the previous monster box, so we could do like a full-scale Dark World deck. Not just a structure deck only build, but incorporating a lot more of the newer stuff like Dark Corridor, Chlorless, some of the other cards. Earthbound Servant Geokraken. This one's really nice as well. Special summon, add a field spell from deck or graveyard. Monster special summon from your opponent's extra deck. You can destroy as many monsters your opponent controls that were special summoned this turn. Burn your opponent for 800 for each. That's actually really nice. Just really makes your opponent play carefully, knowing that this thing could, at any point, when something comes from the extra deck, just blow up the field. Plus, being able to recover field spells from the grave as well means you get prison recoveries. Altergeist, Melusik, Gazelle, King of Mythical Beasts, Full Armored Black-Ray Lancer, Jet Synchron, this is nice, definitely needed that one. Good reprint. Supreme King Gate 0. Gotta get the original gates. Okay, I was wondering if this guy was an Ultra or a Super. Earthbound Prisoner, Stone Sweeper. Okay, that's good to know. Oh, whoops, it goes here. Hopefully we get a few more Earthbound cards, that'd be nice. If I do get Thrust as well, that would be very handy, because I'm starting to throw in like 2 talents, 2 Thrust now into decks, as opposed to just 3 talents, because it does brick sometimes having 3 talents, so having the option to search for other stuff, not just the talents, through Thrust is very nice. Supreme King Gate Infinity. Alert! Earthbound Prisoner Groundkeeper. Nice. Getting the other tuner. Altergeist Protocol. Flame Swords Dance. That just looks super cool. Sun God Unification. More raw support. Another Earthbound Prison. Very handy. Love to see it. Mirage Swordsman. This one I want. The original Mirage Knight is just so cool looking, but this guy is just awesome. Supreme King Dragon Darkworm. Burfo Met. Altergeist Prima Banshee. Supreme King Gate 0. Supreme King Gate Infinity. That was cool. We went to 0 Infinity just like that. Ashoka Pillar. If it's summoned, add an equip spell from deck to hand. If it's in attack position, change it to defense. Once per turn, if it's destroyed by battle or card effect, take 2,000 damage. So some of the other stuff got reprinted, I believe, either Maze of Memories or a Battles of Legends set. This was part of, this is what Totem Pole also works with, as well as like stuff like Stonehenge, Cabrera Stone, Crystal Skull. So yeah, well, that was from Battles of Legend, Crystal Revenge. They're basically stuff you blow up, get some effect damage, but you also use stuff such as, what is it, Curse Doll or Reflection Curse? Basically, it transfers effect damage to your opponent. So instead of taking the 2,000, you would then send it to your opponent. And I think it all culminates in a spell called like Triangle O or something, where it's meant to just capitalize on blowing up all these cards and then sending effect damage right to your opponent. Earthbound Line Walker, Supreme King Dragon Dark Rebellion, Chimera, the Flying Mythical Beast, Altergeist Hextia, another Rescue, Magispector Toad Ogama, another Photon Delta Wing. So we got 2 of our Ultras so far have been Delta Wings. This is nice, as I'm going to run it as a 3 of in the deck, so having, if we get like a full playset from this box, that'd be kind of funny. But I do want to use it as just like a nice opening play, go into your rank 4s, and then just kind of go from there. Speaking of Cabrera Stone, here he is. If it's summoned, add a Triangle O. Okay, yeah, that was what it was called. From deck to hand. It's an attack position, change to defense. If it's destroyed by battle or card effect, take 1,000 damage. Full Armored Crystal 0 Lancer. Contain. Combat Wheel. Emergency. Reinforce. I don't know if it's just me or does the placement of the text look kind of weird in the little box. Like it's a little bit higher up than it should be. Arcana Force 15. Remember Roman numerals. The Fiend. Even though it's still a fairy. This one's nice. You can discard it to search for Light Barrier now. So in addition to terraforming in Metaverse, you at least get advantage of this. Plus it just looks really awesome. I kind of hope more Arcana Force stuff gets reprinted. Like if you were to announce more stuff for Battles of Legends, that would be smart. Have this in Maze of Millenia and then do more Arcana Force stuff from the anime into whatever, what is it, Terminal Revenge? Be cool. Another Ring Announcer. Dark Rebellion. Earthbound Release. Totem Pole. 100 Eyes Dragon. Magispector Cyclone. Flame Swords Realm. That is the coolest name ever. Look how cool that is. With Flame Swordsman Salamandra. That just goes incredibly well. That's just awesome. First half of the box done. Pretty decent so far. 2 copies of Delta Wing, so I think we get 1 more or 2 more ultra rares. Again, we could get a full playset, which would be kind of funny, but I wouldn't complain as I do need 3 copies. Alert. Rescue. Multi-Faker. Would have been funny if we just kept pulling more Rescue-ACE stuff. Another YuGiOh Gremlin. Very good. Code Hack. Cyber Link monsters you control cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effects. Once per turn during the battle phase. Battle step, excuse me, if your opponent battles an opponent's monster. If your monster battles an opponent's monster, can activate this effect. Opponent's attack becomes 0 until the end of the turn. Also for that battle, monster cannot be destroyed by battle. Neither player takes battle damage. Your opponent's monsters must be face up on the field to activate and resolve this effect. When your opponent activates a card or effect during the damage step that your Code Talker monster is attacking in, banish this card from the graveyard, negate the activation. The attacking monster gains 700 attack. So this is kind of a gimmicky thing from the anime, but still looks really cool. It is nice to just change your opponent's attack to 0, and that's fine if they don't take damage. They basically just get a little husk of a monster. Magispector Crow Yada. Oh, baby. Hey, there's the bonfire. I even think we would pull this. Wow. Well, there we go. I wasn't expecting to build the non-structure deck like Fire King Snake Eyes build, but I guess other forces have dictated that I do that anyway. So there we go. We have a bonfire. Outstanding. Can I still get my 3rd Delta Wing, or is that asking for too much at this point? Magispector Cyclone, Hornsaurus, that's what it was named. That's the Capoptera fusion. It does search for field spells, so Lost World, World Dino Wrestling would be nice as well for the Dino Wrestler deck. Ring Announcer. I might consider going into Battle and Boxers. I don't know much, but they do look cool. Doppel Warrior. That's always cool. I know Palette Drop would always make use of Doppel Warrior. Very nice underrated tech. Alert. Supreme Rage. Earthbound Servant Geogracia. Okay, this one's also a super rare. Very nice. This thing just looks really cool. Very menacing for sure. Full Armored Crystal Zero Lancer. Supreme Rage. Mirage Swordsman. Emergency. Rescue. The Cabrera Stone. And another Phoenix Gearblade. Getting good stuff here. A lot of good Rescue-ACE spells and traps. I know those used to be kind of pricey a while back, but having them all reprinted is very nice. I think Turbulence is also reprinted here. And Hydrant. Hydrant used to be really pricier. I think like 40 at some point at its peak. But now it's like under 5, which is nice. Supreme King Dragon Darkworm. Baphomet. Altergeist Prima Banshee. Supreme King Gate 0. Supreme King Gate Infinity. Earthbound Linewalker. Another Arcana Force 15, The Fiend. It's kind of funny. We get either the Supreme King Gate 0 and Infinity back-to-back, or Earthbound Linewalker, Greater Linewalker. I kind of just like that. I don't mind that the packs are kind of filled that way. That's kind of funny. Supreme King Dragon Dark Rebellion. We always seem to start off a pack with him. Chimera the Flying Mythical Beast. Altergeist Hextia. Rescue. Magispector Toad Ogama. I keep wanting to say Ojama, but that's not what it is. Cabrera Stone. Another Earthbound Servant Geogracia. I think we only needed 1 or 2 for the deck, but still. Really just super cool card art design. Very menacing. I haven't seen any collector's rares yet either, but we'll keep searching. Doppel Warrior. 100 Eyes Dragon. I kind of forget what is a collector's rare. Obviously, Bonfire's one. I think anything that's an ultra rare probably got one, or a few supers. Altergeist Silquidus. Salamandra Fusion. Nice that's an equip spell as well. Magispector Crow Yada. Earthbound Geoglyph. Another Ashoka Pillar. This looks really cool. I like it. It's a neat little design. Gazelle, the king of mythical beasts. Sun God Unification. Extinguish. Millennium Revelation. That's really cool. Satellite Synchron. Magispector Toad. Ogama. Earthbound Servant Geo-Griffin. This is probably my favorite out of all the Earthbound Griffin, or Earthbound Servant, excuse me, designs. Geo-Griffin just looks really cool. Oops. Put him over here. Plus he's got a nice revival effect for your Earthbound stuff, so you can continue making plays with that. Here it is, Triangle O. Control Crystal Skull, Ashoka Pillar, and Cabrera Stone. Destroy all cards on the field. Rest of this turn, your opponent takes any effect damage you would have taken instead. Banish this card from the graveyard to target one each of the named cards in question. Shuffle them in the deck, draw 3 cards. You can only use one Triangle. I feel like you should be able to use both. I mean, come on. It's a very gimmicky, it requires some setup and can be easily disrupted, like Rock Burn deck. I feel like they should be able to use both. Reinforce. Unless you don't want too much effect damage flying around. In which case, okay, that makes sense. Fighting Flame. Dragon. Hornsaurus. The Jet Synchron. Millennium Revelation. And our third Earthbound Prison. The full playset of the prisons right there. That's nice. Just a handful of packs left. Earthbound Immortal Aslapiscu. Oh, there are Earthbound Immortals. I thought a different one was in the set, but still, that one's really cool. Triangle O. Totem Pole. Combat Wheel. How does this one work? The first time it will be destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect. Oh, just destroyed by card effect each turn. It is not. Once per turn during the opponent's battle phase, quick effect, discard 1 card. This card gains attack equal to half the total attack of all monsters you currently control. Then place 1 counter on this card. And then for the rest of the turn, your opponent can only attack Combat Wheel. If this card with a counter is destroyed by battle, destroy all monsters you control. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Kind of a glass cannon. Absorb all this attack, give yourself a counter, and then just ram straight into your opponent. It also has a little bit of effect protection once per turn, which is cool. Salamander with Chain. Supreme King Dragon. Odd Eyes. Harmonic Synchro Fusion. I figured this would be an ultra rare. This one's kind of wild. Obviously, Baron de Fleur being banned is a bit unfortunate, but there was a play you could do with, I believe it was one of the Rose Dragons. I don't know if it was Rox Rose or Cross Rose. It was the one that's limited, and then Dark Magician. You could activate this, and then you'd get Baron de Fleur and Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, which is very nice, but this one is pretty cool. Send a tuner and a non-tuner from face-up field to graveyard to special summon both the following monsters from the extra deck. A synchro monster that could be synchro summoned using those monsters, and a fusion monster that can be fusion summoned using both those monsters. You get locked into fusion and synchro monsters for the rest of the turn, which is fair. But that could be something cool to splash into if you wanted. Obviously, that's how the Earthbound Prisoners and Servants are meant to work, is you get one of the tuners and Stone Sweeper, you'd activate this, and then you'd make a fusion and a synchro. Flame Swords Dance. Earthbound Prisoner Line Walker. Prisoner Groundkeeper. I think that gives us 2 of each now. Code Hack. Contain. Full Armored Black Ray Lancer. Thank you. And then Rescue-ACE Hydrant. Very good. Love to see that reprinted. 2 packs left. Not sure what lives at the bottom of this pile, but we have gotten some good stuff so far. Magispector Cyclone. Reinforce. Earthbound Release. Altergeist Silquidus. Extinguish. Aslapiscu. And Kaitoptera. Very nice. Finally, last pack here. Let's see what we get. Altergeist Meluseek. Altergeist Multi-Faker, Emergency, Salamandra Fusion, Desynchro, Supreme King Dragon Clearwing, and our final one is Earthbound Servant YuGiOh Griffin. Nice. There we go. Definitely have to organize and go through all the Rescue-ACE stuff, but this is... we basically got all the spells and traps, which is really nice. Decent little Earthbound core here. I'll mostly just be using the Prisoners and some of the other fusions and synchros. I thought we got another one, didn't we? Ah, here he is. Okay, yeah, so we got 2 of each, which is fine. Kind of go through some of our other cards here. Get some of our... I might look into Altergeists and Magispectors. We got so many of the cards, we may as well consider looking through them at the very least. That's really nice. Nice little variety here in terms of our cards. Supreme King stuff as well, like a pure Supreme King deck, mostly focused, excuse me, on like Supreme King's Arc Turbo. Because I think they did release a trap from Maze of Memories that was basically you could just dispense Supreme King's Arc. He goes back to the extra deck or banishes, but you just dump him out on the field and it'd be hilarious. Get more Altergeist stuff. Probably should have organized these in piles as I went through them. Oh well. Really nice variety though. That Cyclone's really handy. I think there's also, they have like an archetypal Harpy's Feather Duster too. Get the Supreme King stuff ready. Supreme King Rage is really nice. I might look into Battle in Boxers too. We did get some good stuff from Soul Burning Volcano, so I know having, I think we have a full playset of Ring Announcer, so that'd be really nice as well. Get that going. Altergeist Protocol. Might have missed a couple of the traps, but that's okay. Whew. A lot of good stuff in this set. There is really good cards. I guess Satellite Warrior wasn't reprinted like I thought, but that's okay. Might have missed a few others, but won't dilly-dally too much. There's our Altergeist core. Which again, couple links, bunch of main deck stuff, especially with all the support from Duelist Nexus. Multi-Faker reprints. I think a couple Battles of Legends. I want to say there was a Battle of Legends set that did reprint a bunch of stuff as well. That is very handy. We'll go ahead and recap our pulls here, at least the hollows. So let's get right into it. YuGiOh Griffin, very nice. Kaitoptera, Rescue-ACE Hydrant. Harmonic Synchro Fusion, so that would be our 4th ultra rare. Earthbound Prison. Earthbound Servant YuGiOh Griffin. Ashoka Pillar. Earthbound Servant YuGiOh Gracia, Arcana Force 15, The Fiend. Phoenix Gearblade, another YuGiOh Gracia. Bonfire, very happy to have this. Flame Swords Realm, The Fiend. Photon Delta Wing, Ashoka Pillar, Earthbound Prison. Stone Sweeper, Chlorless, Chaos King of Darkworld. Got 2 of them back to back, which is nice. Earthbound Prison, another Delta Wing, Kaitoptera, and Phoenix Gearblade. I do like that we got 2 of these because they do kind of benefit off each other. If it's normal summon, special summon a Delta Wing from hand or deck, get locked into lights. Your opponent cannot declare an attack while you control another Photon Delta Wing. So a nice little lockout right there. But for the most part, just being able to have a nice opener and then just go from your plays from there. Woo! Definitely make use of these cores for sure. And then just start researching a couple decks, so we'll definitely get into that down the road. Definitely glad I got all of, or at least a bunch of Earthbound stuff and a few Rescue-ACE cards that I wanted to. So very happy there. But actually getting a Bonfire, was not expecting that for sure. That'll be definitely coming in handy. Woo! That'll do it for today's Maze of Millenia box break. We have a really nice one coming next week. I'm going to keep it top secret until later in the week, just because this will be a massive project. But we do have a box in question right here, but we'll make a big announcement as it's going to be a nice like little collaborative stream. Bunch of stuff coming our way, so we'll make that announcement once everything's all set up. But in any case, stay tuned for that on Instagram and the community page. We'll be posting updates once everything's ready to go. But